Hello, everyone. Session is going to start in a few minutes. Let's allow other people to join here. We want to give them around 2 to 3 minutes just to join. There are few people still in the session one who are transitioning to session two.
Hi Satya, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Welcome back to this session. I believe most of you have attended the session one and enjoyed the session. And yeah, today's session is the second session is going to start now. Before we start this session, I just want to tell a few words about what this session, what you can expect from this session, whether you are a Tableau developer or getting started with the Tableau development. This is the session for you. Today we have a special speaker, Muthukumar, who will help us explore the robust tools available to create extensions to Tableau core functionality to build new connections that can be used to visualize data from any database. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome Muthu to show us Tableau's developer offerings. And with that, it's all yours, Muthu. Please welcome and start your session.
Thank you
And
so
I
much,
would also,
Satya.
yeah,
Hi.
I also want to request you to introduce yourself.
All right. Thank you so much, Satya. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to all of you. As Satya mentioned, my name is Muthu Kumar. I work as a lead solution engineer, predominantly supporting the customers based out of India. I work pretty closely with development teams on various APIs and extensions. Happy to be a part of the session, and I hope you get some good takeaways as part of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Muthu. You can share your screen and we can start the session.
Absolutely. Here we go. All right. So, very warm welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for giving me your time today. And so, this session is all about Dev Platform. So, what we'll be covering today is we'll be going through some of the APIs that we have in Tableau, some of the software development kits that you could leverage when you start building things in Tableau or helping your customers to understand where Tableau can fit in to the realm of your overall ecosystem when you propose an architecture or a solution to your customers. Tableau is, as you all know, is a visualization platform. And it's a visualization layer, but it's little more to that when it comes to end-to-end implementation of what the customer would want to see, be it customer 360 methodology, be it end-to-end implementation of leveraging Salesforce platform along with a powerful visualization suite and things like that. Right. So with that, the idea is to kind of introduce certain niche tools and technologies that we use day in and day out, more than just the visualization. What are the other things that works in the background to fit all these pieces together? So that's going to be the focus of the session. Now, this is going to be the agenda for us, so we'll be reserving some time towards the end. Please keep your questions coming in through the chat window, as well as you could reserve your questions towards the end of the session. We'll be going through the development tools, we'll be discussing about the features, how do we get started. This would help you to have a kind of a very meaningful conversation with your customers and with your product managers group, as well as do some things on your own just to have some quick fire analytics running in your solutions. And we'll also have some quick demos on some of the stuff that I've built, which I thought I'll showcase it to you just to give you a feel of what this is all about, right? So now, very popular quotes that I've been hearing day in and day out when it comes to customer interactions is basically like some of the things that they want to do in Tableau. They say that, hey, I need a D3JS framework because this chart is pretty complex. There are a lot of external management that they have to do in terms of workflow build, uh, Tableau fitting into their ecosystem. They have certain apprehensions about white labeling as to how Tableau's look and feel is going to appear in the portal when they start embedding Tableau's pages onto the custom portal, be it Salesforce or outside Salesforce. And there are a lot of apprehensions towards data repository of Tableau being a black box, right? So if I want to build a data mart, or if I want to track a lineage of a particular data set, how do I make sure that I don't, hit a roadblock? How do I make sure that I don't basically get into the vicious circle of looking at data at a very aggregated level and not getting into the granular aspects of data and then keep searching for it and things like that. So all these are some things which we hear from customer when we start proposing solutions, both within Tableau's native features as well as using an extensible features of Tableau. So these are some things that we would try and address as a part of this development framework. So with that, this is how a development tool suite of Tableau would look like. So we do have various pillars that we support in terms of the APIs and software development kits. It starts from automation and integration. We do have extensibility platform, advanced analytics, embedding, and data connectivity. So what I've done over here is to kind of put together different aspects of our APIs and code bases into a specific pillar, right? If the customer is interested to do certain things, such as let's say I want to build an API-based connector that pulls out data from a public website. Let's say I want to search my tweets, which I'll show you to you in a demo. I want to search my tweets and then build some visualization on top of it. It falls under a certain pillar, right? And there are certain tools and technologies that are available for us to leverage to build that entire framework, right? So typically, a tweet search would typically fall under a data connectivity paradigm, and we would use something called as a web data connector to pull the data from the API sites that are available, right? And if you want to build a Tableau dashboard and you want to embed that in Salesforce or let's say a web stack that you have built externally, you could do that by using something called as an embedding API, right? Which is a combination of JavaScript API and a bit of REST API, right? So these are kind of overall platform-based tools that we have. We'll do a deep dive into each of these aspects in the subsequent slides, and we'll also show some of the things we'll see some of the things during our demo also. Now, what happens here is, in terms of the overall paradigm, how we divide those pillars that you saw in the earlier slide is basically through scripting, frameworks, and obviously the programming languages, right? So all the APIs that you saw in the previous page, let's say document API or extension API or connectors, all of them have a foundation in the form of various scripting languages. We use jQuery, Ajax, React.js, HTML, and JavaScript. We also have certain frameworks in terms of allowing you to authenticate and authorize successfully, be it an OAuth-based authentication or SAML-based integration, single sign-on. All of them are available at your disposal when you start building things in Tableau. And from a programming perspective, each of the API that you have has its own programming realm. The possibilities are for you to use programming paradigms such as C++ or C Sharp.NET or Java or Python, and then you can start building or connecting to these APIs that we have, right? Now, in terms of features, so just a quick overview of what you just saw. Connector SDK. So I'll just give you a brief of what each of these APIs stand for, right? Very quick overview so it can help you resonate when you start having your conversations, right? Now, typically Tableau is good in data connectivity. We do have 85 plus connectors in the recent version of Tableau, which allows you to connect to plethora of data sources. Relational, semi-structured, a bit of unstructured, and API-based connectivity, right? So there are certain things, certain databases or systems for which we do not have connectors released yet, right? So these may be smaller niche players in the market, or these may be established players for whom we don't have connectors yet. Either way, we would allow them, we would allow the users to use something called as a open database connectivity or JDBC framework to connect to the source, right? So what happens is sometimes when you use a Tableau's JDBC or ODBC connector, the options that you have are kind of limited in terms of the initial parameters that you can pass, the SQLs that you can fire to establish the initial connections, etc. So there is a framework which allows you to extend a Tableau's native functionality to kind of add more, let's say more user input fields that allows the users to enter some text rather than having them to fill a parameter and update a parameter file somewhere for the odbc.ini configurations and things like that, right? So these are some things which users find it pretty intuitive when you present to them in a form of a dialog box, and they can enter some quick text and allow a seamless connectivity with the JDBC connector. So that is done through something called as a connector SDK, which you see over here, right? So this is an extensible platform on a native Tableau data connector feature, which allows you to pass some initial threshold parameters and establish connectivity to your data source, right? The second thing is Extension API. I'll show you a quick demo of Extension API. The very powerful instant discovery forms a part of this suite. It allows you to kind of embed an extension that you build, very similar to our marketplace or accelerators that we have, or App Exchange in Salesforce, where we can plug and play something which we built externally onto the Tableau platform, right? A main important thing is that it allows you to kind of communicate what you have in Tableau dashboard. It allows you to pass it on to your external framework. Let the code in the external framework take care of processing, and then you get the results back in Tableau, all in real time, right? So that's the power of extensions. There are a lot of players, partners, as well as the developers from other ecosystems have built extensions which have been approved by Tableau. Some of them are hosted for free, some of them are paid extensions which customers leverage right now, right? And the next one is metadata API. So this is basically an API which would allow our customers to facilitate migrations. We do have certain packs in Tableau, let's say a server management add-on pack, which we call it, which allows you to, or allows the customers to leverage something called as a content migration, which is kind of a DevOps-based tool, which allows you to kind of move the data, move the workbooks from one instance to another instance. Your typical data migration and code migration paradigm. Now, these dashboards and workbooks that are allowed to be moved between instances, customers have two options. They can look for a paid offering in the form of server management add-on content migration toolkit, or customers who are tech savvy can go ahead and build it on their own by means of leveraging something called as a metadata API, which allows you to programmatically query the workbook object, a dashboard object, a data object, etc., and allows you to kind of track the lineage and move them between various instances, right? You could create a new workbook in a target instance by pulling the workbook or a dashboard from a source instance in the form of REST API or metadata API, and then allow you to have that seamless migration, right? So that's about the metadata API. Now, similar to that, we do have a recently introduced, I wouldn't say recent, it's probably 3 or 4 releases old. It's webhooks, which is kind of having a very good inroads with a lot of our customers. It's like a subscription framework which allows you to track certain events that happens in the system, similar to your RSS feeds, the feed publishing, format. So you do have a subscription framework which allows you to quickly get a notification when some event happens in the Tableau server or Tableau online. Let's say a new workbook gets created, or an admin of a workbook gets changed, a dashboard gets published. You could track those events and get yourself notified quickly, right? So it allows you to kind of bridge all your workflows together when a certain event happens in Tableau, right? And the next thing is Hyper API. This is an API which is I would say it's very often under kind of overlooked by a lot of our customers, underutilized, I would say. It's a very powerful API which allows you to connect to a lot of data sources programmatically. Uh, like, for example, if you have, let's say, a Darwin box system, which is predominantly running on MongoDB, and let's say you don't want to use a delivered MongoDB BA connector because let's say it's a cloud version of MongoDB that's hosted, and you're better off, let's say, building a Python routine to connect to that data source, get the data out, match it with some Excel sheets or CSV, and then bring the final data set onto Tableau. You could leverage Hyper API to do all this mashing of data together and create an extract out of it. That allows you to kind of have a better control in terms of how do you want your data to be formalized. Let's say moving from a surface level data analytics to a much more granular data layer for you to better visualize things, right? And the next one is analytics extension, very similar to extension API, but very powerful in terms of you having to bring your own models sometimes, which are hosted enterprise wide. A lot of our customers um, use a lot of models that they've built externally, and then they would want to leverage those models in Tableau, right? So Tableau has got its own modeling capability. So we run forecasting models, we run bag of words, we run clustering models, etc., with elbow approach and things like that. But there are cases where customers would want to build the model outside, or they want to bring their own model, right? So that is possible by using an extension API. All these happens in real time, by the way. So we provide a framework. Customer would have to use the framework to connect to, let's say, they want to use a bag of words model that they've built externally on a Tornado origin, or they have built something like a Haskell integration which they want to use in Tableau. They could do that, right? So it's basically on a web service call framework that we allow them to connect to a real-time extension API and get the results dynamically in Tableau, right? And the next one is document API. Very quickly, there are cases where, as a part of your DevOps framework, you would want to move a data set or, let's say, a dashboard from source to target, but you want to change the name of the dashboard, change the connection parameters or connection strings, as we call it, in Tableau. So instead of allowing your, or rather asking your users to do that, you could basically do it as a part of your migration strategy. Your customers could write a small document API framework which allows them to change the target parameters of your data source connectivity whenever there is a movement from, let's say, a test instance to a prod instance, right? Because the database parameter changes, your username, password, connection string, etc. So that can be automated through document API. The next one is web data connectors. I'll show you a live demo of our, let's say, Twitter feeds, where we will try and do some search on Twitter or get some recently tweeted, text that we can leverage and things like that. So it allows you to connect to a real-time API-based system. And the last one is, let's say, JavaScript and REST API. I'll show you again a demo of this. This is used for connecting your Tableau dashboards, or rather publishing your Tableau dashboards and embedding it onto your custom portal, right? Be it Salesforce or any other external portal as such. Okay. Now, very quickly, I just want to show you this extension API just to give you an idea of a kind of a list of steps that you would do. You basically create an HTML for your web app. You host that HTML onto your Tableau server or Tableau online. You utilize certain libraries that we provide as a part of the Tableau development suite. You use those library APIs, you write certain interactive applications using HTML and let's say React.js or jQuery or Ajax for that matter. You create a manifest file which allows you to define certain parameters for your extensions. Specify the author, specify, let's say, how the extension has to run, and things like that, and then you basically use the extension. It's as simple as that, right? And similarly, when it comes to REST API, we support all those methods that you would expect from a typical REST API framework. Based on the actions that you perform, you could authenticate yourself using a standard authentication or let's say a personal access token based authentication, and you could start calling out certain request and response framework within the REST API, right? A typical example would be, let's say you are building an automated framework. Your customer is doing it as a part of scheduling certain extracts to run from, let's say, a control M system or a centralized system. You want Tableau extracts to be a part of that ecosystem where you synchronize your data extracts step by step, right? And a big enterprise-wide applications. So that is possible by means of the control M system calling a REST API in Tableau, and then that allows you to run the extracts automatically, right? So this is about the REST API. Now, what I'll kind of do is just to give you one quick update on webhooks. Typical subscription mechanism. You basically request for a push of a particular event once you're subscribed to it. And there is a service that Tableau runs in the background that looks for the event that you're configured, authenticates yourself, make sure that you have got the right access to receive the event, and then you could get the event directly delivered out to you. Right now, the events are pretty limited as of now. Most of them are system events in terms of workbooks being created, data source being refreshed, etc. I would say admin related events, but soon there is a big chance to extend these events onto a transactional platform also, right? Now with that, what I do typically now is to kind of run through some quick demos. Just give me one moment. I'll go ahead and share my demo screen and then we'll get started from there, right? So the first demo is typically going to be on, let's do this. Let's search for some objects, right? Let's search let's use Tableau Desktop to kind of do a search on the object.
Yeah, Muthu, you're not sharing your screen at the moment?
Yes, I'm going to share my screen right now. Yeah. So this is Tableau Desktop. Now, let's just say I kind of want to use, let's say, Tweet, right? So as you all know, we do have TC21 happening this week, a Tableau Conference 21. And let's just say I want to get the top tweets of 2021 Tableau Conference, and I want to analyze the source of those tweets, right? So there's obviously, I could feed it onto my marketing team just to kind of look for the leads, or I could do some analysis with it in terms of figuring out the sentiments that the users have towards Tableau Conference, because it's the second year in a row that we are running it virtually. So all sorts of things in terms of that allows me to move from surface level analytics to a little granular analytics that can help my organization, right? Now that's something that I want to do as a part of this. So let's say I connect to a data set. I use this platform, which is nothing but my web data platform, right? So this is basically how you connect to a particular web database system. Now, let's say, for example, I look at, let me just pull out the URL. Let's just say, okay, so let's just say I use a CORS-based URL. The reason for that is we do have a CORS proxy. So typically you could use a CORS Anywhere platform, if you're hosting it on a centralized system, or you could use your local host that has a CORS proxy enabled. So what we do is we have a SDK called as Web Data Connector. We download the SDK from Tableau developer portal. inside the SDK, you have certain libraries available, HTML libraries and JavaScript libraries. It also comes in shipped along with something called as a node server, which is nothing but your HTTP server. Along with it, you also get a CORS proxy, right? So you could use that node server or HTTP server, or you could also use a CORS proxy that allows you to channelize the communication to the external world. And then you could build a small HTML and a JavaScript code that allows you to connect to a API-based system, right? Using the SDKs that we are provided, right? So what I've done over here is I built one HTML, one JavaScript that allows us to connect to let's say a daily tweet based on the keyword that I've configured in a file. The keyword right now is TC21 or Tableau Conference 21, right? And I hosted it on my local machine with a CORS proxy running in the background. That is what I've done as a part of the ecosystem. Okay. Now, when I go through this, what Tableau does is it kind of presents to me with a connectivity paradigm, which allows me to search for the tweet, right? Let's say I do a tweet search. Like I said, I've already pre-configured this with Tableau Conference 21 as the keyword. Now, when I say update, it gets, let's say I've given the restriction of, let's say, top 100, just to make this demo quick. So it searches for the top 100 tweets that contains either TC21 or Tableau Conference, and there are certain bag of words that are configured, right? Just to analyze the sentiments. So this is a real-time pull that happens from the data that Twitter has right now at this second. And what I can do basically is to go to my sheet and have a quick fire analysis of figuring out the, let's say, a source of these tweets and how many tweets am I getting per source. Something like this, right? Which allows me to kind of look at certain things and, figure out what are the sources for these tweets and who has given the maximum tweets and things like that, right? So this is about how do I search for, let's say, a particular tweet and what's the source of the tweet and how do I get to know the tweet text, for example. So what are the real-time sentiments of various users? So what are they tweeting about? So I could do that by means of looking at the tweet text and figuring out, let's say, and figuring out what exactly are they tweeting about, right? In terms of, there are a lot of tweets yesterday about the Ethereum coins that we provided as part of the prize winners. And then, there's a lot of tweets around that, the prizes and everything that we have this year in TC21, right? So these are some things that allows me to kind of look at the source, look at the sentiments of the user. I could just do a bag of words analysis with these sentiments and, start having some conversations with my target audience or help them out if they are having some issues and things like that, right? Now, this is one example of how a real-time connectivity to, let's say, Twitter helps you to understand your customers and their data better. Now, next thing, let's say, for example, I have, let me just quickly build a new thing. Let's say we go to a traditional Superstore database, which we have provided in Tableau. I just want to show you the power of extension. Let's say, for example, I connect to a delivered data source from Tableau, let's say Superstore. For people who are not aware of Superstore dataset, Tableau provides you this dataset as a part of any installation of Tableau desktop. It contains certain good, I would say, very nicely formatted data, which allows you to visualize a lot of aspects, be it joins, unions, and aggregations, etc. Right? So we're just going to use a sample data set, and I'm going to, let's say, look at the profit for each region, right? Very, very quickly. I'm going to go ahead and look at profit region-wise. Okay, so this is what I have, and I look at Central, Eastern, Southern, and Western. Let's say I go to a dashboard. I drag and drop the sheet. I say, okay, I have all the 4 regions. I want to get an annotation for this specific, visualization, right? Let's say I want to have a commentary about this visualization. There are a lot of tools available. Companies such as Automated Insights have provided their own powerful commentary framework or annotations framework on any visualization. But let's say I want to build something on my own for my customer. Let's just a quick fire one, right? I'll go ahead and use an extension framework, this is an extension gallery that gets opened up as an object. So I go to my extensions. As you see, there are a lot of extensions available over here. I go to my extensions, and let's say I pick up, just give me one moment, I'll pick up some extension from my gallery. Let's say I go to samples, or let's say tutorial. I pick up a manifest file that allows me to define certain parameters, right? I've selected a manifest file which allows me to kind of specify the HTML and the underlying code base that I've built. I say, okay, and what Tableau does is to kind of allows me to choose a sheet on which I want to annotate. I do have just a single sheet, so I'm going to go ahead and choose it, and gives me the running annotation of the specific text that or specific visualization that I have in the dashboard, right? So what happens here is I have called out an extension from my gallery. I've embedded that extension onto my dashboard. I do have a visualization on my dashboard already. I want this extension to read the contents of the dashboard and give me a annotation of what it has read. So there are quite a few things that happens in the background in terms of figuring out the data of the dashboard, looking at the numbers of the particular dimensions, sorry, measures in this case rather, looking at various numbers, looking at the dimensions, and structuring the text to be a little meaningful, right? So instead of having overall sales of value region west, it gives you a kind of a meaningful representation. And everything that you want to do on a web page, for example, you want to highlight the text when the user moves the mouse in, and you want to just leave it in the default color when he's tabbing out. All those things can be done as part of this thing. So this window that you see over here lives on its own in terms of the visual formatting layer, right? But this window data relies on what you have published in the dashboard, right? So you can basically have a very powerful suite by means of combining the data from your visualization and adding the formatting options separately as a part of your extensions, right? So that's how easy it is to kind of leverage this API, right? Now, let's say we spoke about two things. One thing is using a web data connector to connect to our feeds. Second thing is just to have a small annotation framework to read the data from the dashboards. I built my custom extensions to kind of give you a representation of the data. Let's say I want to take a step forward and I want to go ahead and show you something like a bot, right? So typically you start interacting with the bot. This is the bot that I've built. Now the idea is to kind of show you or demonstrate the power of Tableau APIs with other APIs that are available in the market. When I'm building a bot, I do interact with a lot of APIs in Python framework, and I could seamlessly integrate my Tableau work APIs along with the delivered APIs. Now, let's say, for example, I start this bot, right, and I basically look at certain uh, examples in terms of how the bot has to behave. Let me just run the program once again. Just give me one moment. I'll just quickly run it and then come back to you on this. Any questions on chat that we can take right now at the moment? Till I run the bot.
Yes, Muthu, we have a couple of questions here. One
Sure.
of the question is, which platform would you recommend us to learn more about Tableau? Is learning material easily available online for Tableau?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, from a development program perspective, you do have a Tableau Dev platform. You just have to look at. We'll share the links with you, tableau.com, and there is a development portal available, which has an all-encompassing features of everything that you would want to know in terms of leveraging APIs and extensions and things like that. So you could use that for sure. And yeah, so that's going to be the starting point for you in terms of using Tableau, right? So that's going to be a starting point for us. Yeah.
Awesome. And we have one question where Farhan asks, with Tableau, do we have the ability to update data source?
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's a good question. So we do have ability to update a data source by using the metadata API, right? So that's a very good use case. A lot of our customers are embracing right now. The idea when you say update the data source, there are two aspects. One is updating the connection of a data source. Second is updating the data source from one to another flavor itself, right? So both are possible. The second one is what we call as a replace data source, and the first one is just an updating of connection parameters. Both are possible. For the second one, we recommend users even now not to use APIs. We recommend them to use a front end user interface because it's not often that you are tasked with updating a data source itself. That's like a bigger change enterprise wide, right? Though there are APIs available, there are some tweaks that you can do from an XML framework perspective. We don't recommend users to do that because the flavors of databases are different, the way they understand the columns are different, and things like that. So we don't want to end up fixing everything as a part of this change. So connection parameters, if you want to change, then yes, there is a metadata framework API available for that. But if you want to overall change the data source from, let's say, Oracle to a DB2, we recommend you to do it in the front end of Tableau Desktop using replace data source option.
Awesome. We have one question. What are the different languages where I can use Hyper API? Are there any specific languages, or else how is it supported?
Again, a nice question. So Hyper API, I showed you the languaging paradigms when we started. So you do have Python framework, which you can leverage for Hyper APIs, meaning you can use Hyper APIs using a Python code. You could do that in C Sharp, .NET, and Java. So these are the four programming languages that are supported for you to call Hyper APIs, which means we do have libraries available in our development suite for each of these languages that you could download and start using your own favorite IDE to build the code base.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure. I hope my screen is visible. Let's just hope
Yeah,
my
we can
routine
see.
runs this time. Let's say I kind of say hi to the bot, and bot says, "Hey, welcome. How are you?" And let me say, let me have a negative response to the bot. Let's say, not keeping good, right? It asks me, it kind of goes to, goes through my sentiments and kind of understands what I wanted to do, etc. So I configure certain interesting topics for myself. So I'm a big follower of cricket and basketball and music and things like that. So it kind of picks my interest, which I configure as sentiments, and it kind of understands what I want to hear in the morning, right? So over here it says, what it does over here is to kind of go through the internet, pull out a particular topic of my interest, and it says, okay, let me tell you a joke because you're not feeling good. And this is a joke that I can pull out from the internet randomly, and just gives me that. I say, okay, this is pretty lame, and I don't like this joke, and let's just do that. And it says, okay, hey, it just picks up a word, or kind of a mix of words. It says, hey, that joke was for intellectuals, not for you, probably, or rather not for me. So it says, okay, let's get to work. What do you want to do now? It kind of slowly alludes me towards moving on to my work, right? And it's just say, let's just say I want to see my sales and profit dashboards, and I just say one, right? I don't want to type in sales profit dashboard. I just say one. Now what this bot does is it establishes a real-time connectivity with Tableau. It understands my portal configurations. It allows me to access the workbook that it kind of delivers to me, right? I'm showing it to you on a web platform, but you could visualize the same thing using a Telegram app, or let's say a WhatsApp, or any other messaging platform, as long as they could expose the APIs which we can leverage, from Tableau, right? So now let's say open the link and kind of connects me to my prod system, and it presents to me the PDF of a particular visualization that I wanted, right? It allows me to look at my working capital, let's say my overall income, my annual sales amount, and things like that pretty quickly. So what happened over here? I hope you could. Can you see my screen? Can you see the PDF, by the way? Sorry.
Yes, yes, we can. We
You
can.
can. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks. So now what happens here is, this is just to give you a power of the API that we have, it allows, this is called as, let's say, a Tableau Server Client API, TSC API, which is a part of our Dev Suite. Python being chosen as one of the very good platforms or good languaging paradigms for us because it allows us to kind of, not just connect Tableau with your native features, but it also allows you to extend some of the features onto the web platform. So that's what happened here. It kind of understood my intent, my mood, and then it presented me with something which can lighten up the mood, and then it slowly kind of pushed me on to the work in terms of what I wanted to see. Right? So this is one example of how you could leverage Tableau APIs to have a real life connectivity of what you want to do, and then mix it with your work that you're supposed to do. Right? Now, the next thing that I want to showcase is basically embedding. Let's say you have a portal like this. This is our embedding portal, which is opened up for customers also. The reason of showing you this is to kind of give you an overview of the bidirectional connectivity that you have. Let's say, for example, I click on retail. This is my portal built on a LAMP stack and a combination of Django framework. Right now, I'll go ahead and sign in. I sign in as a specific, let's say, regional director in APAC, and I trigger a single sign-on over here. And this is my portal where I have my tweets, where I have my mailbox, I have my feeds, I have a whole lot of things in my portal. Right over here, I have Tableau. For example, if I go to interactive analytics, it kind of pulls out widgets from Tableau. Right, these are all my Tableau dashboards presented in the form of short, very small images, or what you call as widgets. This is happening through a REST API. Now, when you build a portal using REST API, you could call a widget that Tableau stores internally. It responds, the REST API called request is honored by means of a MIME type exchange. It responds to you with a widget image. Right? You could just show it as a part of your portal application in the form of an iframe. So this is nothing but individual iframes on which I have presented my own widgets based on the dashboards I have access to. Right? I click on top accounts. Now there is a real-time connectivity happening between my portal built on Django and then the Tableau dashboard that comes up over here. Right? This is Tableau dashboard that comes up real time. Right? So this is my portal. This is my Tableau dashboard. All I have to do for this is to copy a URL that we provide in Tableau onto a particular embedding platform. That is all I have to do. Nothing else. Right? I need to have an iframe in my portal. I have to copy the Tableau dashboard URL onto my custom framework. Right? There's absolutely no code needed if you want to just embed Tableau dashboard onto your portal. The white labeling is taken care by means of style sheet options that we have in Tableau. But imagine you want to establish, now why did I speak about JavaScript API if there is no code needed for you to embed? Right? Imagine you want to facilitate a bidirectional communication between your portal and Tableau. So what do I mean by that? Now, this is a filter option, right? On the portal level, I want to trigger a filter from my portal onto the Tableau dashboard. Let's say I want to choose a specific account, I want to select a billing country, etc. I want this dynamic filter selection to be passed to the Tableau dashboard, and this values to be adjusted accordingly based on the filters I've chosen. Right? If I want to get that level of granularity from my portal application onto Tableau, then I would need a bidirectional communication between Tableau and the portal. So this is what is basically driven by means of JavaScript API and REST API. Right? So whenever you talk about communication like this, or let's say, for example, I choose a particular point, let's say I choose a specific location in Germany, I want to take an action out of this point. So when I choose Germany, I see that all my values are getting changed based on the win rate I have and things like that. I take an action on this. When I click on this action framework, which is on my portal, there is a pull that happens to basically understand what I have clicked and present the point that I clicked from Tableau dashboard onto my portal in a small window like this, and it allows me to take some action out of it. right? I just want to set a reminder to call the regional manager for this region because I want to take a look at the profitability of this specific region, for instance. I could go ahead and do that and set a reminder for myself in my portal, right? So that is the power of the bidirectional communication that happens from Tableau and the external system, right? So this is one example of how you could quickly leverage your embedding platform onto Tableau, right? Now, let's say, for example, let's come back to our favorite Salesforce objects. Now, I do have sales. I have various options available. Let's say, for example, I want to look at embedding Tableau dashboards here, right? Uh, I can go to, for example, edit the page, right? I could edit the page by opening up the build-up, and I would search for Tableau's extension in the App Exchange, right? And I would choose Tableau extension and then start embedding this link. So the custom thing is going to take some time to come up. So I could use the same thing that I showed you externally in the portal onto a Salesforce platform also, right? So there is a App Exchange based object available for Tableau. I could basically choose this Tableau visualization. I can drag and drop this, let's say, in the top of the frame, and let me set a dynamic URL for this. Let's just go and say, I want to embed this link that I have in Tableau dashboard onto this. So I'll go ahead and choose this Tableau dashboard, and let's just say save. Okay, so what I've done over here is to basically look at Tableau dashboard and then look at our online platform. I want to quickly log in. I could either configure single sign-on, or I can directly go ahead and embed this, by allowing the user to sign in dynamically whenever they launch the Salesforce page. So this is a Tableau sign-in window. When I do a single sign-on, it automatically takes me to the front to the actual page. When I don't have a single sign-on, it prompts for the user to sign in, right? So that's how easy it is to kind of embed your dashboards from Tableau onto your Salesforce platform. Okay, so that is kind of completes what I wanted to cover as a part of the session. Now I'll be open for any of your questions. We could discuss your thoughts on it. Yeah.
That was a great session, Muthu. I in fact learned a lot on how to get started with the Tableau platform today. We have one question here, Muthu, like, no, which tools or frameworks did you use to build the bots? The bot seems to be really interesting.
Oh,
So how did you
so
build it?
okay, so that's basically a Telegram API bot. So we do have standard frameworks available for the bot. Let me take a moment to quickly show you probably uh, how I kind of built the bot. Maybe you'll understand the APIs and libraries better. So let me take a moment to quickly show it to you. I'll just pause my screen a bit and then open it up in code. Okay, so let me project the screen again. Okay, there you go. So this is basically a Pandas framework. I hope you can see my VS Code. Basically a Pandas framework and a combination of Tableau Server Client. This is a Tableau API, which allows you to have the connectivity with the Tableau dashboards that I showed you in the form of PDF. So that allows your bot to connect to a Tableau system based on the pre-configured authentication tokens and triggers a PDF download of the dashboard that you're interested in. Other than that, everything else is typically done in Pandas. And this random I've used just to go to a kind of a based on my interest. It goes to a website, pull out recent news about cricket or jokes or music or basketball or whatever it is, right? It just randomizes that specific option and then goes and pulls it out from the public portal. Right. So typically
Awesome.
these are all the frameworks I've used. Yeah. So nothing more, nothing extravagant in this. So just a basic frameworks for Tableau and the external system. Right.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Thank you for answering that and showing how to use those APIs and all. It was a great session. Muthu, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you all who joined us today. You can start learning about the Tableau as Muthu already shared the resources from where you can get started. You can visit the Tableau portal. And do you want to share any few words, lost words, like with our participants today on how they can get started, Muthu, before we leave?
Yeah, sure. Just one quick thing. We'll leave you with some of the links that we have in the dev portal. Please feel free to download, and you would have my email ID hopefully, and drop a note anytime if I'm able to help. I'll be more than happy to do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. With that, we are not yet done with the day today. We have the fun activity. Today's game is going to be really special. It's going to be a group game, unlike the games that we have played so far. So I request you all to quickly switch on to the fun game session where we are going to share you the today's game that is totally built on LWC, as I said earlier. So let's go there and start the fun. So I request you all to switch there. I can see people moving. I can still see a few people here. Please move on to the next session. Thank you.